What is up to my two YouTube subscribers, one being my brother. This is the Get Over, and basically what the Get Over is we're talking about different talent, different factions, different titles, different scenarios, and what I would do from a fan perspective in order for me to care about it and me to be invested in, for me to want to watch and pay to see whatever pay-per-views or buy merchandise and whatnot. Maybe it's like some sort of armchair booking, more or less, but this is what I think I would do or what I would like to see, and then that can always be debated. So right now I'm talking about Big E. From the day one pay-per-view, from Monday Night Raw, even though we're getting some great content in this long-term story between Lesnar and Reigns, Big E's the one that got screwed. Let's go back a little bit. Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank, beats Bobby Lashley, everybody's excited, and then from there, his title reign was weak. They didn't have any plans for him. They weren't planning to build him up or anything like that. They were basically just cashing this in just for a shock, to try and take some eyes away from Monday Night Football. So they had no foresight. They were just like, okay, Big E put out this tweet, you're cashing it in, everybody was watching, everybody's happy, but they did nothing with the reign. So right now Big E's in crisis, but through crisis there's opportunity. So we're about to talk about some crisis-opportunity right now. Okay, so we're in January, and right now we're going into the Royal Rumble. And normally there's a talent where they have a little bit of momentum. They have a momentum that's being built that takes them into the Royal Rumble. And then from there, they'll go ahead and win the Royal Rumble, and that carries them on to WrestleMania, whether or not they win or they lose. We don't have that. We don't have anybody that we're invested in to the point where it's like, oh, that could be the guy. Oh, that could be the guy. It could have been Drew, but right now Drew McIntyre is out with injury. I think he injured his neck or whatnot. So what I do is I have Big E win the Royal Rumble. That's step one. Now, getting to the Royal Rumble, and then after the Royal Rumble, what I'm doing is no smiling, no long promos or anything of that nature. I'm basically booking him like he's Clubber Lang from Rocky 3. I want Big E to be Clubber Lang. He had a moment like that when the Usos came to Raw, and he was like, tell your daddy I'm coming. Tell your daddy I'm coming. I want that. I want that Big E the entire time that he's going through everybody in order to get to WrestleMania. So this means he goes through KO. He goes through Seth Rollins. To be honest, what I do is I even have him beat Omos. I have him like on a big stage, whether it's at the Royal Rumble, whether it's at Elimination Chamber, whatever it is, I have him beat Omos. You can have him beat Omos due to distraction by AJ Styles. You can have Omos then go and like put Big E through a table, but Big E comes back and he wins the Royal Rumble. Big E's not done yet. So even though you want to have Roman Reigns face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, the winner of the Royal Rumble for the past 20 years is the person that has the right to challenge for whichever championship that they want. I don't know if they want to unify the titles. I don't know if you want to have just champion versus champion and keep both separate brands. Probably that being the case so that you can have your show on USA or Fox or whatever the deal is. I don't know. Either way, Big E interjects himself. Sorry, let me go back. If it were up to me, what I would do is I would try and do a Bret Hart, Lex Luger situation and have challenger face one champion night one, challenger sorry, both challengers face both champions night 1, meet up on night 2, unify the titles if that's where you're going. If you're not doing that, then what I'm doing is I have Big E get in the middle of a promo between Brock and Roman because he's the Royal Rumble winner. He has the right to challenge whichever champion that he wants. And he says he wants both of them. So meanwhile, you have Brock and you have Roman in the middle of their feud. Paul Heyman is in the midst of all of this, and Big E is inserting himself into this problem. Sort of like WrestleMania 2004. Comes out, basically says, I'm not finished with you as far as Roman Reigns goes. And he says, and I'm not done with you because of what happened at day 1. Boom. You have Big E. He's in the title picture. And you can book it so that either if he pins Roman, he's Universal Champion. He pins Brock, he's a WWE Champion. Whichever way you want to do it. If Brock pins Roman or Roman pins Brock, then you can unify the titles. There's a lot of ways to get around that, but I put Big E in that scenario. Now, we can't just have that. There has to be just a little bit more to that. So how are we getting Big E over? And I want to show you guys something, and you let me know what you think. Or if you can see where I'm going with this.
This is the life you lead because of the sacrifices that you made. This is life at the top, Biggie. Now, Roman Reigns understood that and created the island of relevancy in order to protect himself from all of those around him who are willing to do him harm, to take from him what he's earned. Jey Uso. Look at Jey Uso. He's not just main event Jey Uso. He's not just the right-hand man. He's practically a Secret Service agent for Roman Reigns, for the Tribal Chief, for the end-all, be-all, for the head of the table, for the Universal Heavyweight Champion, for the main event of WrestleMania, which is why this morning I mentioned to you, if you're tired of it, if you want to protect that championship reign, there is more than one Uso, and services are available. No need to give me an answer now. I told Shayna the same thing. But as we're heading into WrestleMania, perhaps you'll take it into consideration. And when you're ready, you'll give me a call.
I hear you. And you know, I've learned a lot from you, Paul. I've learned about how shark-infested these waters they really are. But you see, this is my Intercontinental Championship. This is mine, and I'm going to beat Apollo Crews. I'm gonna decimate Apollo Crews. I'm going to embarrass Apollo Crews at Fastlane. I'm going to defend my title, my Intercontinental title, and I am going to walk into WrestleMania and I'm going to defend this Intercontinental Championship, and then I will hold this for an entire calendar year, and I will come back in 2022 at WrestleMania, and I will stand there deserving, beyond a shadow of a doubt, deserving that Universal Championship opportunity, that shot. I'll deserve it more than anyone. And I will stand in that ring. If Roman Reigns does indeed still hold that title, that will be my match. It'll be mine. And when I when I walk out of WrestleMania 2022 as double champ, universal champion, and still your intercontinental champion. And I beat Roman Reigns, or whoever holds that title. Then we'll talk.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Wow. Every time I see Big E, I see more and more determination in his eyes. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we know
Here's
that
the moment.
Big E will be defending his Intercontinental Championship at Fastlane against Apollo Crews, only 2 weeks away. Again, that final stop on the road to WrestleMania. Thank all of you for joining us here today, and we will see you next week. You okay?
There it is. That's the moment I'm talking about. That's the moment that has me believing, well, right now you have a situation where it's like, whose side is Paul on? Is it Brock or is it Roman? Right now, Heyman is with Brock. The belief is that he's going to betray Brock and go with Roman. If you have Big E in the situation, what if Heyman betrays both and goes with Big E? At that very moment in time, you give Big E credibility because Paul Heyman does not back a loser. You give the title credibility because Paul Heyman enhances the title. Boom. Big E is a made man. He's in the heavyweight picture for the next, I don't know, calendar year, couple of years. The idea of that gets me excited. Now, do I trust WWE to follow these great ideas with all of my 2 subscribers? Absolutely not. But I will watch because I am curious to see which way they go, and hopefully they don't screw it up. But that's me, and that is the Get Over. See y'all later.